Okay.
That's curfew. Not a car.
Alright, but why is it that you always have to go somewhere and there has to be a parent or guardian? What's really going on? Or did go on or happen? And I hope I'm not trying to be offensive or nothing, or not too personal or whatnot. I really want to know.
Alright, who says he's been letting me, have no supervision at my friend Madam Leslie's house, but he doesn't trust Ryan or you.
Why not?
I don't know, it just doesn't. So,
okay.
so I need supervision at those places.
Does this have something to do with me being late for 3 hours? The first time I came to pick you up, because
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay, because if it is, I'm real sorry about that. I
don't think that's why.
Okay, because
I think it's some other reason.
okay. I mean, it's my fault. I should have used the GPS in the first place.
No, I really doubt that that's the reason why.
Okay. I somehow I just get the feeling that it has something to do with, like, your dad doesn't know enough about like me or Ryan or Nathan or whatever, so he doesn't feel because he doesn't know enough about us to really feel comfortable to let us go. He just doesn't feel comfortable to you know, let you do just about whatever at stuff.
I'm afraid that Ryan's gonna sexually harass me.
I'm not sure why that'd be. Well,
Yeah. And she wouldn't do that, so.
yeah, she wouldn't really do that.
Yeah.
And what's his beef with me? I'm not gonna do anything to you either.
Exactly.
What's he think I'm going? Sorry.
Go ahead.
And what's he think I'm gonna do to you?
I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think it's some other reason.
Okay. I hope it's not because I crashed the Intrepid a few weeks ago. That was an accident, though. I just didn't know enough about the car turning radius and whatnot. So I bumped into a pole and knocked the bumper off, but everybody was fine. Nobody was hurt, and I took all the precautions I could think of to make sure everyone was okay.
You almost crashed the car.
Well, no, I did crash the car. I bumped into a street pole when I was trying to make a U-turn to go to Walmart. But other than that, despite that, I'm still fine. Like, nobody was hurt. You know, the only thing that happened really after I crashed the car, I had to pull over, park into the Holiday Inn that I was right next to, and then collect the pieces and talk to police officers. And I told them what happened, and I told them that I was trying to make a U-turn to turn around. I was over at the Addison Transit Center, and I tried to make a U-turn to go back toward the Walmart over in Carroll, near Aston Circle. I didn't know the turning radius of the Intrepid that I was driving. It was a 1999 Intrepid. and well, I underestimated how much space I needed to make the full U-turn. So when I turned, instead of turning it all the way, I moved the steering wheel as far all the way to the left as I could, but despite that, I bumped up into a curve and hit a street sign for the Dallas North Tollway. Or at least the sign said it was Dallas North Tollway, but I wasn't on the tollway, and I knocked the bumper off. But I'm okay. We worked it out. I talked to police officers about it. I told them that I was trying to make a U-turn. I underestimated how much space I needed because I didn't know the turning radius of the vehicle. So when I turned, I couldn't make the turn all the way, and I bumped into the pole instead. And they said, okay, we understand. So okay, and then they let me off. And they didn't give me no tickets or nothing like that. Yeah, and I had to have a tow truck come by and pick up the car and take it back to my dad's house. And my dad took away my driving privileges and can't drive the car right now. Also because can't drive it, one, because it needs to be repaired, and two, I don't have my privileges back yet. But nobody was hurt, and everything was okay. What? No, I usually do not crash when I drive. I'm not a dangerous driver at all. And my friends would agree, and my dad knows I'm a pretty good driver. And the core problem was I just didn't know the turning radius of the vehicle, so I didn't know how much space I really needed and how tight a turn the vehicle could actually make. So when I made the turn, I thought I could make it, but to my surprise, I couldn't, and I couldn't stop it. And so, as I was making a turn, I bumped into the street pole. And that was an accident, because I just didn't know the turning radius of it. And I admit that was my fault. I should have known. Thankfully, though, no one was hurt, and I was not going very fast at all. I wasn't even going fast. It was like I was only making a turn about a couple miles an hour around the turn, because there was not much traffic, and it was over at the transit center during the Taste of Addison. This is only my second crash. The first one was I dropped Nathan off a couple of weeks before that, and I accidentally it felt like there was a bug on my leg and stuff, and I was trying to get it off me. But when I did that, I accidentally let go of the brake. So when I was turning around the corner, I swiped the side of a white Mustang, and I scratched the paint and put a couple dents in it, small ones, but nothing major. And I did the right thing, and I stopped. Right as soon as that happened, I stopped and pulled over to the side of the street and went out to the door, because the Mustang was parked, by the way, and I went over the door that the Mustang was parked in front of the house, and knocked on the door, and he called the cops on me because apparently this is a guy with a broken arm and doesn't trust people coming over to his knocking on his door at past 10 p.m. So I talked to the police officer, gave him his license, registration, and insurance information. And the owner came out, and I talked to the owner about it, and he was real glad that I did the right thing and just stopped like I was supposed to, and we worked it out with the insurance company, and again, nobody was hurt, and we're fine. And then I didn't get any tickets or nothing like that. We exchanged information though. That was my fault, I admit. And now and because of that, I'm even more careful when I'm driving down the narrow streets where there's cars parked inside. I pay extra attention to it. I mean, I'm learning. I keep learning my lessons as I go, you know. And that was my fault, and that was my responsibility. That, you know, should have took better care. I mean, that was the first time I actually had been in a quote-unquote accident. I only swiped the car. The second time was when I hit the straight pole, and that time I didn't know the turning radius, so I couldn't make a full U-turn like I needed to, and that's why I didn't make it. I forgot what I was gonna say. Again, I wasn't in real trouble other than with my dad, because he was mad at me for crashing the car. Car's not totaled, it's still drivable. All I did was break a headlight and knock the front bumper off, which can easily be repaired. Yeah, I'm trying to get a job so I can work toward getting a better car that has much better handling than that vehicle was. Honestly, I actually don't like driving it because it's such a wide vehicle and it has a large front. It has a long, large front in it. So when I make a turn, and its controls are not as responsive either as a more modern vehicle. So, you know, I'm trying to get a better vehicle. I want to get a newer car so that way I don't have that problem again. I can make a U-turn, no problem, and I can hit the brakes and the brakes will respond immediately, not have a delay. And if I need to speed up, I can speed up, and it doesn't take I have to slam on the accelerator for it to even go an extra mile an hour, because it's does not always responding, especially when I get on the highway and stuff. So I am trying to work toward getting a better vehicle, so prevent something like that from ever happening again. And I'm also improving my driving skills, so that way I'm doing whatever I can to prevent ever having an accident again. But yeah, I'm not accident prone in the slightest. It's just those two were accidents.
Dad revoked your driving permission because you crashed the second time.
Yeah, it's because the first time the first time I didn't really damage the car. All I did was really put a couple small dents in the fender and scratched the paint on both vehicles. The second time though, I knocked the full bumper off, broke a headlight, and because of that, the insurance information issue hadn't been fully resolved yet between my grandma's insurance, which is the one that covers it, and the owner of the white Mustang insurance company yet. My grandma's insurance only has comprehensive coverage on that old vehicle because it's a 12-year-old vehicle. Insurance company doesn't see any profit in fully covering an old vehicle like that. You know, they want to cover some of the newer ones.
Well, that's just wrong and rude.
Yeah. my dad can't afford to buy me a new vehicle either, because once my brother gets out of school, because the semester ends on June 8th, on Wednesday, our babysitting bill is gonna start going up. Our babysitter is gonna be watching us every day. He's gonna be watching my brother for like 6 hours a day instead of about 3 hours while my dad's at work. So yeah, so my dad's trying to save money and just adapt the budget and stuff. So getting a car for me is not in the budget right now. That's why he's saying I gotta get a job so I can save the money up myself and buy it, which is exactly what I plan to do. I'm just hoping to get one that I can get a job that's close by, so that way I don't have to go very far for it. Yeah, everyone's everything, and everyone's a statistic to them. Well, also it's based in my grandma's insurance is based in Kansas, because that's where my grandparents live anyway. But anyway, we're kind of way off topic here, and I do apologize about that stuff kind of happening. I know you weren't there, but my friends understood what happened, and my mom came by and picked up Nathan and Ryan and Bashir and took them over to Nathan's house, because after I had crashed, so that way they could all get to Nathan's barbecue on that Saturday. But it all worked out in the end. I didn't get to make it to the barbecue. I was kind of upset about that, but everyone else still had fun. I had to stay home at my dad's house though. And now with the new birthday party that's coming up on July 3rd, Nathan's trying to work it out with his mom, so that way this time around they can have a barbecue again, and this time I can actually participate. Yeah. But I'm still a good person despite all that. I try to do good the best ways I can. Anyway, back to the original topic. Why is it really that your dad kind of has these rules where you always have to be with a parent at some of the other friends' house? Is it just because he doesn't know enough about your friends, like me or Ryan or whatnot, to really trust them enough that you and other friends can take care of ourselves, or something like that, or what's really going on?
Alright. Don't want to trust Nathan, really.
Well, I feel kind of sorry. It's an issue. There has to be an issue of trust.
Yeah.
I mean, I know trust is something you have to earn and stuff, and so it makes you wonder, what does it take to earn his trust? But yeah, I've been really wondering why it is. Thanks for telling me that, man, because that really clears some things up. I thought it had something to do. I thought maybe it had something to do with what you might have done in the past or something like that. Like you did something to upset your dad or something like that, and you got in trouble for it or something like that. Because you had mentioned something about anger management issues earlier, and I didn't know what was that all about. I just thought that had something to do with it. Hello?
I'm clear.
Alright.
Yeah, my anger is being regulated right now on the medication.
Okay.
So, I think that's smaller issue. I think the bigger issue is that there's something about you that rubs him the wrong way. I mean, it's something about him. Yeah, I got it right. So yeah.
Oh, so he's suspicious of me for doing something or something? Like that?
I really don't know what it is.
Okay. I still think I'm a good person. I'm not evil. I'm not like hiding. I'm not putting on a nice face just to be evil and behind it or something. I'm really not evil.
You're a really nice guy, Mike. I like you a lot.
Thanks, man. I mean, it's not an act, and I am a nice person.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. And I don't want to hurt people. I don't like hurting people. I think that's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, well, I guess that's, whatever issue your dad has about me or any other friends, I guess that's either something you and he has to work out, or that's just something he has to figure out for himself. I don't know. But yeah, it's too bad. But I suppose I can I suppose I have some kind of understanding of why he might be a bit protective of you, because if you don't fully trust somebody, you're not real sure what they're capable of, and you don't know if they really are somebody that's a good friend, or somebody that might turn around and stab you in the back or something. Having been figuratively stabbed in the back myself, I don't want to ever experience that again. Because I told you once I had a fair weather friend before, and he only used me to steal my stuff and to get to me. I hated it. I still hate that guy.
Yeah.
I never want that to happen. I never want to experience that again. I don't want to. And I hate seeing stuff like that happen. It's just plain wrong. That's why that's one of the things why I always treat my friends with respect. You start lying to your friends and stuff, you're not being a true friend. Yeah.
He doesn't really know about the crash thing. So.
Yeah, I'm afraid that might make things a little worse. So there's no need to really worry about that, because I have that under control. And like I said, it was not a severe accident. I made a U-turn and couldn't make the full U-turn, and I crashed into the pole, and I did all I thought I could do at the time. I mean, My dad later pointed out to me that I could have just pulled into the parking lot. I could have just, instead of making a U-turn in the street, I could have pulled into the Holiday Inn parking lot, then turned around. But I hadn't thought of that at the time, because I honestly thought I could make the U-turn. You know, that thought hadn't occurred to me that I wasn't going to make it. But in retrospect, that probably would have been a better idea. And another idea came to mind was, you know, instead of going to that Walmart that was across the highway, that was you know, in the direction I was trying to turn to, I could have kept on going straight, and I would have could have gone to a Walmart that was not too far from there instead. But oh well, woulda, coulda, shoulda. That probably would have been just as good idea if gone to that Walmart instead of the other one. But oh well, I'm sorry that happened. But now I know for next time that, you know, if I miss one Walmart, I can just go to another one. And the real reason I was trying to stop by Walmart was I was driving around with Nathan, Ryan, and Bashir, and we were trying to get to a Walmart so we can pick up soda for the barbecue. His mom was busy cooking at the time, and she had to stop by the store to get some beef, some more beef for the barbecue. But she only had enough money for just the beef at the time. So we decided that we'd go and get our own sodas, so that way his mom wouldn't have to do it. So we were going to go down to Walmart and get it, but I thought I could stop by the Prestige Credit Union, which is my bank, and make a deposit there. But by the time I got there, they had already closed. So I decided, well, since there was a Walmart across the street, I'd go there. When I went out the exit of Prestige, I went out one of the exits for Prestige Credit Union, and I realized that I could not go all the way across the street to the other lane of traffic. So I had to go back towards the Addison Transit Center, and in order to go back to that specific Walmart, I had to make a U-turn. And then that's when the whole U-turn accident happened. So, yeah, I made a U-turn and crashed into a pole. Thankfully, it was not a fast turn nor a fast crash. So, but it was enough to knock the front bumper off. But given the fact that it's a 12-year-old car, I'm not surprised. Not surprised that it fell off, because, well, that car was falling apart anyway. Yeah, it was. It already had stuff on the interior that was breaking off, like some of the doors were breaking down. Like I mean, given how old it is, man, it's been repaired several times, but it was starting to become time to replace it anyway. I mean, yeah, like the interior on the back doors was popping off and detaching from the metal of the door frame, and my driver's side door would got caught on some insulation for the door, and I had to peel off some insulation so the door could slide in and out. And like some of the interior was falling apart, and yeah, it's an old car, and I still think it was time to replace it anyway. Like, you know, like I mentioned earlier, how the controls weren't responding fully. They still worked. Like the brake brake would respond, but I'd have to push harder on the brake pad in order to do a regular stop. And same goes for the gas pedal, where the gas pedal is all wobbly and stuff. So if I wanted to speed up quickly, I had to slam on it. I had to push real hard on it in order for the engine to get to sit and say, "Hey, I gotta speed up real fast now," and everything. And sometimes they wouldn't do that. It would just continue on going on as the regular at the speed it was going. Yeah. So it was time to replace that car anyway. Just the problem is, as much as I'd like to replace the car, neither my dad or I have enough money, have the buying power to do it right now. So it's just something I'm gonna have to wait on. At least the air conditioning still works. Oh well. So yeah, maybe you can give Nathan a call or something like that. Oh wait, speaking of Nathan, Nathan's gonna be in a summer course for art. He's attending Brookhaven right now, and he'll be unavailable Monday through Friday. Yeah, he's taking a summer 1 course. It'll be over by July, right, 1st of July. But he said to me that he's considering taking another course for the summer, for July as well, which is the summer 2 course. Yeah, he's just looking for some way to pass the time in the summer, since he quit his job at Kroger's at the beginning. He quit his job at Kroger's because he got fed up with being constantly insulted and treated unfairly by his manager.
He told me his manager was nice.
He was. Initially, Nathan later told me that after a couple weeks of working there, the manager was nice to him at first, because apparently he was only nice to him because Nathan was a new guy. But then after a while, the manager became kind of rude and started calling him names and stuff. And Nathan, has been telling me about how he was having these emotional troubles. So sometimes he was having depression. But so he would call in and take a day off. But then his boss got fed up with him calling in too many times. And then after he got chewed out by his boss, after Nathan got chewed out by his boss, he finally just called in and quit his job. He couldn't stand it there. So, I mean, he also told me that he knows his boss was being nice to other people, like everyone else. He was telling Joe and stuff, but it was only Nathan that he'd pick on. And Nathan was doing his job and everything like he was supposed to. He was just having some emotional problems at the time. Some kind of transition. I just forgot what I was gonna say.
Yeah, that seems like a really mean boss. That's the worst kind of boss you can have.
Yeah.
He doesn't treat everyone unconditionally, like he should.
Yeah. Unconditional fairness should be standard. Yeah, so he couldn't stand his boss anymore, so that's why he quit. I think it wasn't so much that he was depressed. It's just he was just getting too stressed out from his job because his boss was picking on him so much. Of course, I can also understand why he'd feel a bit sad. You know that he applied got the job, and now he's finally working there and getting a paycheck. But now it's like he's not sure if he can keep at it though, because he had such a prick for a manager, some old fat guy. Yeah. So for the reasons he told me why he quit, I can understand those reasons. It'd be hard for me to keep going there if, I had a job. If I had a boss that was, well, extremely bossy, but I'd at least try to work something out. And Nathan did say that there's other people at Kroger's that he worked at there was other people that liked him and understood where he was coming from, and some of his conditions, like his Asperger's and stuff. Like the assistant manager, had taken psychology class, so when Nathan had talked to him, and the assistant manager really understood Nathan. He felt sorry for Nathan about that. Meanwhile, the manager, he didn't give a crap, because that's just something he didn't understand. Like, he didn't treat like some of Nathan's medical conditions like they were actual conditions. Like, he treated them as excuses, and it wouldn't take no for an answer or any kind of crap, no matter how Nathan tried to explain to him what the problem was. His boss just wouldn't listen. Yeah, I hate those kind of people too. So yeah, that's why Nathan doesn't have a job no more. So yeah, I was wanting to ask people about what to do about this birthday party. I wanted to see who was going to be able to go and whatnot, because not only was I trying to invite people over to the party, but also I was wanting to know how we could maybe all of us could just pitch in and get Nathan a birthday present for him, and just in time for Independence Day too. Nathan was wanting to get a used Wii for about whoa, hold up. Nathan was wanting to get a Wii for his birthday. That costs about $100. At least that costs about $100 used at GameStop. But it comes with a controller and the power cords and the audio video cords and whatnot. And all the cords are supposed to come with it, and the console and everything. It's in working order and blah 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 blah. The trouble is, I don't have that kind of money, and I was wanting to see if I could ask nicely to have get some help from some of my friends that were and attendees to the party, so that way we could all collaborate together and pitch in and get Nathan something nice, something more useful than just a bunch of laser beams, and a little bit more fun. And also, it'd be a gift that he can share with the rest of his friends too. We can all, not only can he enjoy it, but we can all enjoy it too. And especially since Project Cafe, you know, the code name for Nintendo's next generation home console, have been announced. That the prices for the Wii's have been going down. I'm also looking forward to Nintendo's E3 conference tomorrow on G4 TV, because they're going to announce completely announce everything about the new Nintendo home console, including the official name for it.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, G4 TV. This week is the Electronics Entertainment Expo, E3. They have coverage on. They have pre-E3 coverage on G4 TV right now. If you have cable, you can watch it on TV. But if you have the internet, you can also get on a computer and go to g4tv.com and watch live coverage streaming right onto your computer. Yep. You can also watch it on YouTube as well. It's various gaming network channels, including G4's channel and IGN. But anyway, yeah, you might want to check it out, because there's a whole bunch of new games coming out. I think you might be interested in, like Soul Calibur 5 and blah 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 blah. Including Halo 4 has been announced.
What?
Yeah, Halo 4 has been announced. Including a trailer was just shown on TV earlier for it, teaser trailer. It has Master Chief is back.
Nice.
Yep. And so much more, man. You can find a complete list of games that are going to be revealed at E3 online. You might want to check it out. Alright. Games for all kinds of systems. Anyway, I'm gonna let you go, man. My battery's about to die.
Alright.
So I'll talk later, okay, man? Alright, bye. Just remember what we all talked about.